Hello one and all, Ryker here. I have come with a video today for my Artificer build. Are you tired of all your healing going to players' skills instead of them? Are you tired of just healing your players and just want to hear their skills? Well, here is a build for you. So this is my Artificer build, and unlike some others, I'm actually going to go with your specialties first this time around because it somewhat matters what you pick. So you're going to want Tactician. Now you want to go with a rifle, assault rifle, and LMG, and then you get the laser pointer. This actually does come in handy for all your yellow weapons. Group signature ammo acquisition, destroying hostile skill processes, and robotics adds 1 to the ammo bar to your group. This is your specialty bar so that you can generate more ammo. Micro missile ammo acquisition, destroying hostile skill processes, drones, and robots adds 3 to the ammo bar. And then signature weapon damage, that's always nice. EMP grenade, amped, passive skill talent, 1 skill tier. So I'm technically going above and beyond. 12% damage to drones, skill processes, and robotics, and emergency patch. Armor kit also applies to all friendly skill processes within 10 meters. Then we have the Maxim 9. We'll get into if you want to run this pistol or not. Then you have Faraday field. Party members within 5 meters of your deployed and undisrupted skills are immune to shock and disruption. That is handy. Technomancy. Gain 15% bonus armor while aiming a skill, and 50% pulse resistance. This one really doesn't matter as much, but you'll get into why I had to put it somewhere. So you'll see that I put overclocked CPU. This is 10% skill damage. However, if I take that off and go over here, I can now select this one and put it here. Now I have 10% skill healing. But you can't put anything there. Even if I respec this, I can't do anything. This limits you to 5, so you can only pick 1 of 2. Now into this thing, the Artificer. This unlocks the Artificer Hive. Then you go for the increased radius, and then you get the recovery rate of the high skill. So, it generates drones faster when it's not on the field. And that is your signature stuff that you need to do. Next thing, we will now go over the 2 exotics, which is a rifle and gloves. All right, so we'll go over the exotic rifle first. The capacitor. Shooting enemies builds stacks to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5 skill damage. After 5 seconds, stack decay 1 per second. For each skill tier gain, 7.5 weapon damage. And then I have my other rifle here, or my LMG, sorry, which has the perk In Sync. Hitting an enemy grants 15% skill damage for 5 seconds. Shooting a non-shield skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 15% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. Now, I don't actually use the Maxim 9, which has a perfect spite. Headshots grant 25% skill damage for 15 seconds. I use In Sync, which I already have on a LMG, so technically I can use the Maxim 9. It's just that Maxim 9 is specifically for headshots, while In Sync is technically better. Hitting an enemy grants 15% skill damage for 5 seconds. And using a non-shield skill or damage an enemy with a skill grants 15% weapon damage. So technically you're getting more than the spike. It's just in a shorter duration because spike, yes, it gives you 25% for 15 seconds, but this one gives you basically 30% for 5 seconds. So yeah, it's over a shorter duration, but it's easier to proc. Now let's get into the gloves, shall we? So this is the BTS U gloves, and it has a transference overclock, grants 15% sky.
Incoming backup request.
No one cares. Transference overclock. This This grants 50% hive skill haste per skill tier, so this is already maxed out. Detonating a hive refreshes skill cooldowns and grants overcharge for 15 seconds. If at skill tier 6, this effect also applies to all allies. Allies receiving this effect are unable to benefit from it again for 120 seconds, which is 2 minutes. Now let's get into your yellow set. So you're going to want Alp Summit for its brand. So 18% skill repair skills, 30% skill duration, and 30% skill haste. Then you want Hannah Yu for its 2 perks, skill haste and skill damage, because you do want some damage in this thing. And for your attributes, you want repair skills and skill haste. Those are your main 2. You can you can build into some skill damage like I did with the backpack, but you mainly want repair skills and skill haste to get your skills back faster. Now for your perks that you have on your chest piece and backpack, we will go with my chest piece. I used to run, I don't have it on me. I used to run Empathic Resolve because this used to be way stronger before they patched it. Repairing an ally increases their total weapon and skill damage by 3 to 15% for 20 seconds, 1 to 7 for self. Effectiveness increased by your skill tier. So this is maxed out technically, but they patched it so it doesn't when you repair a skill, it doesn't proc on the skill. You have to actually heal your allies and not their tools. So I went with Kinetic Momentum. When in combat, each skill generates a stack while active or not on cooldown. Stats increase your total skill damage by 1.5 and total skill repair by 2% up to 15 stacks per skill. Lost when on cooldown. And then there's the backpack. Safeguard, while at full armor, increases total skill repair by 130%. So if we take a look at my stats, so my skill repair right now is at 164, which is way more than enough. It gets a little bit more crazy once you actually start putting buffs on everything. So right now the buff amount is 70%. So let's get into your skills. So we'll go over the turret first. Yes, I am saving the hive for last. So its damage is 95. You're not going to be doing the most damage. This is a buff your teammates skills only build. 4% on damage, 4% on duration, and 7% on duration. Now let's get into the hive. Refill speed, 0.2 seconds. This thing will refill really fast. In fact, it's one of the hive refills in the game. Charge is 32, which is also, I believe, one of the most you can have. Range is 13.6 meters. Duration is 316 seconds. Health is 4 million. Buff amount is 70%. Buff duration is 10 seconds. Skill repair is 164 seconds, and skill refresh is 15 seconds. And this is already at skill tier 6 because I am technically over engineered. I can technically run something that is weapons or armor to help with survivability, but I don't. And, I have a 10% on range and 10% on duration because I'm using the mods that they have on there. And then I have a mod for healing as well. So I am going to show you. So the way you run this is that you tell your teammates where you're going to put your hive down, and then they throw everything within its radius. So, turrets, hives, they throw everything in there, all their skills. It don't matter. It's going to buff it by 70%. It's also going to repair those skills if they get damaged. Like me and Slappy and a few others ran a legendary and their skills would go down to 1 health. My Artificer hive will come back up, re-heal it, and not only will they get buffed, they also get healed. I've seen them go from 1 bar to full again. Your skills aren't going to go down that easily unless it happens within that 10-second period, which is asking a lot for a lot of NPCs to go through, even on legendary. So I'm going to throw out my turret first, just to show you the normal damage. 138 to shields and to the face. So now I'm actually gonna Alright, now it's 190. Now I'm throwing out my hive. Now it's 249. Also, I forgot to mention skill refresh, 12 seconds. That's everybody's skills. It's making sure that your skills last longer. So yes, this is definitely a build for your teammates, not for you in particular. And remember, this is a very strong build, especially if you have a full team running nothing but skills. And my recommendations for your teammates to run are turrets and drones. Those are my recommendations, but they can literally, as long as they're in the radius, this works on everything, even other hive. It can go on shields, it can go on the firefly, although that one takes a bit. I think the only thing it doesn't affect is the pulse. Like literally, it can go on literally anything. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this. This is my Artificer build. Tell me what you think if you decide to run one yourself, and tell me if you have any suggestions or ideas. Thank you all for watching. This is Ryker telling you to have a good day and a good night.